Through that sleeping bag, through my mat, through my layers, that marble seeps, and that fog seeps in. And sometime in the night, a car turns in on the gravel. The lights go round the cottage to the back, and I hear them come in back the back door. And then a mad scrabbling on the bare floor inside. I hear the dog come scrabbling. And me be thinking there, I hope this thing can't smell me, but of course it comes yapping and scratching at the other side of the door. All this time I'm thinking, I hope no one opens the door and finds me. They'll have to move me on or invite me in, but they can't leave me here. I just want them to leave me here. Oh, let my hair be washed in dust and her chin abraded from bristles. Oh, cold was the ground, dark was the Lord, dark as the fog that came into my shroud, dark as the cloud of lie your wife man lays on me. There's a bottleneck slide trembling in stars, and it says, and I don't want to share him. I don't want to share with the nights, or the blinded stars, not his blackness, not his blindness, not infirmness, but his slavish love for thee, broken on a wheel of Dharma, that it becometh unbearable sweet. Oh, Allah, let me not be broken so lovably to you. Let not mother nor mine sistren be so lovable to thee, like you love my cousin. Let thine wife and children be e'er so carefree. Let us be as irredeemably incomplete as bears despair. Save me, Lord, for some nonsense in the future, the shape of a notebook soaked in the prophet, a protective shield of Ribena that reminds you, you are not you. Oh, I can never be free of you, Allah. You are not yet free of me. You could have hidden me in the flaming sap of Ariop, Andreas shining with all the drugs of the animal kingdom, the wildness of a 6-year-old in a 15-year-old body. I could have been a mulatto slave in Tennessee who joined a minstrel show to hide himself in blackface. Oh, dear Allah, did you give me a brain tumour? I'll have to stir testosterone into plaster of Paris. Oh, leave me to sleep. Leave me without a notebook pretending I'm on life. And I hear the doctor telling the dog at the door to shush. And finally the man comes to drag that dog at my ear away. Sleeping with another man's unwritten poetry. This feeling of always having been in it. Now put in the dreary fantastical. A classroom, a stage, a stadium, a jungle with human botflies, the mosquito nets of your own making. The same journey in strange cars running deserted roads in walled-up mazes, burnt on the retina, a Shangri-La of Yugoslavia, a beach of rock pools with rocks, of dunes with water, and the shelf dropping to apple green tides, a dream of dawn burn, in a sexagenarian doze, a fever of brokenness clouded through years. I never could get warm. Land's End is not Land's End. And after Land's End, there is a trek or 3-mile ride to be staring at the edge of the sunny known world with all the picnickers. And like Mount Everest, you hang about for 15 minutes with your Mac folded up and too little air to go round and decide it's time to go back. I got 6 rides to go 12 miles. I could have gone quicker on roller skates. A convoy of refugees escaping a hippie festival in Basra, and in no particular impatience. Every ride ends at the next village fork, and my place cells end here, the head of a hot collie sticking out of a broken pane in a pub, and other literary precedents. And so I was dropped off before midnight on the M42 to Coventry, through this flyover, and immediately this Luton van with 3 in front spins round the column and pulls up, and I brace myself for trouble as I trudge up, and Paul sticks his head out past the others and says, "I thought it was you. Bloody hell." They just come from a gig. So this is the poem. Sitting in the pitch dark with their band equipment, rocking with the flashes of orange motorway, streaking over the tarpaulin and my craziness, heading somewhere Birmingham. Did they drop me Digbeth? As poets who by wanting everything get nothing, but this is about so much. God, it's so loose, so loose. As a prince comes blinking out of the harem into rule. So give it to me, poesis, the negative poetics of realism. It's out there. There is something worthwhile. There is there, as well as here. I'll shape you, God. I'll shape you, a God. A seeking, speaking, parasthetic pressure, or temperature, or magnetism. If you strip it all out, if you shear the coils of his locks, tangle in your brachiates, strip all the accidents of artifice, and leave a God-shaped mute, a meaning with a sign, poems so terrible there are no words for it. A terrible thing when she is now the rolling stone, and only coming against night, wind, railings, you walk through the cemetery elms. Use that walk's analogous shadows. Oh, use me. Take me with you when you go. Lose this book and lose yourself. Tell them to follow your voice, Ariok. Tell them the quicksand is calling. Tell them to dance to the end of our lash. Death is irritating gas. You are my habibti, and if that sounds touched, remember, it's a long time since God was published. Who showed you how to be a meanhead without self-harming? Who taught you the way of the black-bottom running slave? Taste the swamp running down your spine. Holy Roman Empire in decline. Kiss me quick, Caligula. Meet me underneath the pier. Call an orgy for the fish. Call an orgy for the dish. Slipping and sliding. All the lambs jumping frying pans. They sizzle with mint sauce. Sizzle with mint sauce. Lie down in the oil. Lie down in the moil. Put your pebbles in my mouth. Slipping and sliding. To be your feral backward son. A grunting wolf boy of Pessa. Utterly screwed by the Sorbonne. Leave me on the foundling steps, Monsieur Rousseau, sir. That's all right. I'll die slowly in their tender care. You go off and tell the world how to look after me. Teach them the root of all evil is enlightenment. Usher in the age of Pol Pottery, of overaged children on student loans, speaking sooth to Whitey. Ah! Come back, Khaled, come back! It's all unreal. These word-pernicketing dingoes, because God has been kind with them, I am unkind to them. And who will be kind to my lorry driver? Thank you very much. Thank you.